One of the best things, of course, we get with every role update is a new horse. We've gotten one with the Bounty Hunter, the Trader, the Collector, the Moonshiner, and of course, we got a new horse with the Naturalist Role. It is the Gypsy Cob. We have ranked 20 on the Naturalist Role, purchased the rank 20 horse, got it bonded up, and in this video, we're going to be going through all of its stats, including our personal review. Stay tuned. It's coming up next. Howdy Cowpoke, Austin BMX here. Thanks for checking out today's video. As we stated, we're going to be going over to the Gypsy Cob, the Naturalist Role rank 20 horse, because we always wait until we hit rank 20 to purchase the best horse we can. I highly recommend that. One thing I want to say is this video is going to be our personal review of it. We are going to go through some of the stats after bonded to bonding level 4, as well as compared to some of the role horses. Now, the role horses, some of them aren't as great as some of the best horses in the game in certain aspects, right? But all of the role horses are really great overall horses to have to roam around. So we're gonna go through all that, compare them with each other in that aspect. One of the greatest things of the role horses is they're not player level locked at all. I mean, you could buy Red Dead Online right now, get into online, immediately purchase the Naturalist Role right when you get in, rank that up pretty quick. If you guys don't know the best way to rank up the Naturalist Role right now, check out the link to the video we have on the channel right now. But you could get into the game today, rank up probably in a couple days to rank 20, purchase that horse if you get the money for it, right, which you probably could pretty easily, and immediately purchase that rank 20 role horse and have a fantastic horse in the game. Some of the other horses in the game, when we first started playing this game back in beta days, there wasn't any role horses. All the horses are player level locked besides the role horses, and it took me quite a while to actually purchase a new horse. I think I had to rank up to like player level 60 before I purchased my next horse, and so on like that. So the role horses are great for players in the game, including higher levels if you just want an overall horse. We're going through them all right now. If we look at some of the stats for all the role horses, I have them ranked by a number scale system. First we look at the stamina and health, and I kind of use a clock ranking on that. If you look at the stamina and health, you know, it's a circle that goes way around. The easiest way to figure that out, where it always matches up, is to use a clock face, right? So a full 100% circle on that, we're gonna say that's 12, like 12 o'clock. And then slowly how that goes around the clock, we're gonna clock that in there. And then we have the speed, that goes all the way up to 10, of course. We're gonna use the max speed that we have with the game, because we do use the Nacogdoches saddle. That is the best saddle in the game. That is player level locked, so you may not be able to get that if you start the game right now, but it is a great thing to work towards, definitely, to get that saddle unlocked. The best, hands down, saddle in the game is a Nacogdoches saddle. If you guys aren't aware, it does have a 4th stat. The only saddle has a 4th stat, which helps with stamina quite a lot. So we're going to rank the speed and acceleration on each horse based on having the Nacogdoches saddle and unlocking those 2 extra gold levels in each one of those stats as well. So we look at these horses. First we have the Bounty Hunter horse, the Breton. I'm going to make sure I say Breton correctly, because every time I say it, I always say Brenton, and everyone gives me a hard time. So we have the Breton. It is a 12 stamina, 11 health, 8 speed, and 6 acceleration. The Breton was a really great horse when it first came out, and total, that's going to be ranked up to a 37. Not too bad there. We have the Collector horse, the Criollo. The Criollo has 11 stamina, a 9 health, a 9 speed, and a 7 acceleration. Overall wise, it comes out to a 36, which is one of the lower rankings for the role horses. The Trader horse, the good old Claude Druber, a big old boy there. He's a tall horse. He was the first role horse we got that actually unlocked full 12 stamina, full 12 health. Everyone was like, this is fantastic. You know, if we're running around and don't care about speed, then it's a great horse, because his speed is a 6. He is the lowest speed horse, yeah, in the game, and 8 acceleration. So he gets up and goes good, but he is kind of slow. That brings him to a total of 37. Then we came out with the Moonshiner Role and the Norfolk Roadster. He was pretty evenly matched with everything. 11 stamina, 8 health, Little bit less than actually the Criolla, not that great, but he did have it bumped up in speed and acceleration besides the Trader and the Bounty Hunter horse. So he has a speed of 9 and acceleration of 8. That brings up to a 36 as well, kind of about the same as the Collector horse. Then we got the new Naturalist Role and the Gypsy Cob. Now, I was excited to jump in and check out this horse, and it actually surprised me a lot. It has a 12 stamina and 12 health, so it's max stamina and max health, which is fantastic because it allows you to run for a long time, and you can take a couple falls, smash into trees, or fall off a bridge, a small bridge, and your horse won't completely die. Its speed and acceleration is on the high average side. It's not as great as the Criolla, of course, but it is a lot better than the Quadruber, which is the only other horse in the Moonshiner rankings that has a 12-12 stamina health. And it has an 8 speed and 7 acceleration. It brings up its total score to a 39. Now, that is a little extra points than both the Breton and the Quadruber. So, as far as the overall status of this horse compared to other four roll horses, it is the best overall. Now, of course, these stats don't really tell you how the horse actually handles or deals with certain situations. So we did go in and check out a few things in that aspect. As far as speed, as an 8, it's not as fast as the Norfolk. It definitely isn't as fast as the Collector. Same as the Breton, and a little faster than the Quadruber. Speed, as far as these horses go, really isn't that much of a difference between 8 and 9 and even 10. Unfortunately, the Quadruber's speed is a 6, so it is drastically lower than the other roll horses, and you can kind of notice it a little bit. But as far as anything else, if you're not going point A to point B in the horse races without any moving and just going straight line, you're not going to notice anything at all. If you're riding with your posse from point A to point B, you're going to be sitting with them no problem and hanging out. So I think speed of 8 is fantastic. Acceleration, it's a 7. It's about average for the roll horses, and you don't really notice that much at all. Our biggest thing here is the stamina and the health is maxed out, so that helps out the horse a lot. If we get into some of the other stats that we'd like to worry about, the handling, the horse actually handles pretty good. It is a larger horse, but it doesn't have heavy handling like some of the other player ranked horses that are in the game, like the war horses. So that works out good. It is average handling, going through trees pretty well, jumping over obstacles, not too bad. If we let go of the left stick and just go through trees, it finds its way through it fairly easily and doesn't make any crazy unnecessary changes in movement. The next biggest thing you want to look at with these horses, of course, is how it handles around predators. Now, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to compare this with other horses. We've done quite a lot. We've rode these horses quite a lot, and they do handle pretty well. I would say the Criolla is pretty skittish around animals, although some people have said they've had some pretty good luck with it. I haven't at all. The Quadruber is a trader horse. It was one of the best ones we had around some predators like that. And the Naturalist horse, the Gypsy Cob, did do fairly well. Now, we did a couple tests in the bayou, as well as try to find some wolves and some bears. And as you can see in the gameplay behind me, horse does pretty good. If you get up really close to an alligator that's on the ground, it skits up out a little bit. If you hang around quite a lot, it will buck you and run off. But it doesn't run very far compared to some other horses that we've seen. Of course, El Cheapo, if you guys are familiar with the channel, that's the horse we ride quite a lot. He runs a long way, and that's, because he is one of the cheapest horses in the game and runs off. The Gypsy Cob stays fairly close to you. One of the greatest things I thought this horse did well was riding through water in the bayou and just running over alligators. If you're running straight at a couple of alligators, a lot of horses will stray left or right pretty hard and try to go around that. This horse will run right over them as long as you're going, full speed and just trying to get point A to point B. So that makes it pretty good in my book. If you're riding through water that's deep, like a river, and there are alligators in it, as long as your horse isn't touching the bottom, it doesn't get spooked at all. It will change direction and navigate a different way, but it doesn't buck you. Now, if your horse is actually just walking through water and there's an alligator under the water, it will buck you pretty quick. But if you're swimming and there's an alligator in the water near you, we've found that this horse will just divert its direction and change course and go somewhere else, which is great for this horse. Moving over to land predators, bears and wolves. Now we did go into tall trees and try to test this a lot. We did run into a couple bears, and we had a standoff with one for quite a while. The bear was here just growling. It was right on our map. The horse stayed fairly inactive right in front of the bear for quite a while. It did buck you. I mean, no horse is not going to buck you after a long period of time, but it did stay here for quite a while. I mean, at this distance, we probably could have stayed right here, changed our guns if we needed to, if we didn't have the right guns out to get this bear killed, and but unfortunately we just wanted to test and see how long it stayed. It did buck us after you know, a few seconds, but a long enough time that we could have got away or not just get bucked immediately. So high on our book, fantastic there. As far as wolves go, we've done a couple legendary missions where the wolves are all over our feet before we got this horse all bonded up, and it seemed to handle fairly well. In tall trees, we had some wolves chasing us, and I tried to see how long we could run around the wolves and just antagonize them, and the horse did fairly well. It didn't immediately buck you. I've had horses, you know, as soon as the wolves are on you, bam, you're on the ground and getting eaten, and that's not great at all. So in my book, the Gypsy Cob is probably a 7 out of 10 as far as how it handles predator animals, I guess. It might, yeah, whatever. A 7 out of 10, which is pretty dang good. So we add that to the score, you know, that brings it up to a 46 if we add that. As far as handling goes and riding through stuff, we'll give it an 8. It does handle really well. I wasn't running into a whole bunch of stuff. It turns fairly good as well. So, you know, in my book, honest opinion, the Gypsy Cob is the best roll horse to date you can get for overall stats. Now, we did bring it into some action as well. We did a bootlegger mission and brought the horse right down into the action. It did get shot immediately. It didn't move, and it got shot twice, and the bootlegger guys, you know, their ammo is pretty tough, and it did drop it. I mean, I was surprised that this guy dropped my horse with full health, but after I revived him, he stayed right there with us. That's the one thing we want to look at, is does the horse run off from gunfire? And it took him a while. There was quite a lot of people coming at us, and he did run off a little bit. Didn't make it too far though, and that is great as well. So again, we're gonna say the Gypsy Cob is the best roll horse to purchase for sure. Now, is he the best horse in the game entirely? That's a hard opinion to make, and that's the opinion you're gonna have to make on your own. I just got to take my opinion on what I see these stats here. There are a lot of horses in the game that are great at specific things, right? I mean, an Arabian is the horse you're gonna want to get if you want to go from point A to point B, the absolute fastest, and be there within a couple seconds of everyone else if you're trying to win a race. And but of course, the Arabian runs off like crazy if a squirrel barks at it. The squirrel bark? No, a squirrel squeaks. Yeah. But for overall best horse in the game currently right now, I would say yes, that the Gypsy Cob is the best free roam overall horse to have, and it is not player locked, so that makes it even better. And that's why our stats are the way they are. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the new role. We are too. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel for more Red Dead Online content, including tips and tricks, news updates, gameplay, just good old-fashioned fun. Hope to see you on the prairie sometime, but until then, see you later.